So let's just talk about aggregation in MongoDB. So aggregation is a framework where we can process, we can analyze data in a MongoDB collection. So here we can perform complex operations, like suppose we have one pipeline, and inside the pipeline we have multiple stages. In different stages we can perform complex operations, like we can perform filter, we can perform grouping, we can sort, we can skip. So in this pipeline, first of all we perform filter, then we perform grouping, and then sort, and then skip. So this is like a pipeline where all of these operations will be performed one after another. So whenever we provide data into this pipeline, so all of these operations will be performed one after another, and finally we're gonna get the output. So here if you see, the result of the previous stage is used in the later stage. So this is just like any pipeline where all the operations are happening one after another in a sequence. So that's why this is called one pipeline. So let's take a look at the aggregate. So first of all we have to write db dot, then the collection name like details dot, then we have to call aggregate, and inside the aggregate we pass the pipeline. So pipeline is nothing but one array of object. So this is actually the pipeline. Now inside the pipeline we have array of objects, so multiple objects, and they are comma separated, and these objects are basically the stages where we perform different operations. So here we can group them, we can sort them, we can skip, and this way we can perform multiple operations one after another. So we are in the VS Code editor, and here we have this student database, and inside the student we have this details collection which have detail of 5 students, and every student have their name, their age, grade, and the array of subjects. So let's now apply different aggregation over these student details. So let's just call the aggregate. So we have to write db dot collection name dot aggregate. Now here inside you have to pass one array of pipelines. So first of all let's take a look at match. So the match is basically used to find one exact match, all the student whose age is 20. So let's just copy this and execute. So here we're getting 2 students and their age is 20. So let's just talk about group. So the group is basically used to group documents by some unique ID. So we have to provide one ID. So let's just group them by their name. So we're gonna write $name, and if we execute that, so you can see we're grouping them by their name. So we have all the unique name for the students, and also we can group them by their age. So here we have to use $age. So you can see we are grouping them by their age. So here we have the unique age group 20, 21, 22, and 19. And this way we can group them by any particular field. And also we can project, so we can decide which of the fields we wanted to see in the result. So we wanted to see the name, so we have to write name 1. We wanted to see the grade, so grade 1. So you can see we are getting the name and grade of all the students. And also you can see by default we are getting ID. So we can hide the ID. So we have to write _ID to 0. So you can see we're only getting the name and grade. So this way we can decide which of the fields we wanted to see in the result. And also we can sort the document. So we have to write $sort. And here we can decide which field we wanted to sort by. So we can sort by their age. If we provide 1, it will sort in ascending order. If we provide -1, it will sort in descending order. So we are sorting in descending order based on their age. And also we can perform limit. So we can limit only 2 documents. So now you can see we are getting only first 2 documents. And also we can skip. So suppose we are skipping first 2 documents and we are getting the last 3 documents as output. And also we can unwind. So we have to write $unwind. And we wanted to unwind the subjects array, $subjects. So you can see the array of subject is unwinded. That means for every subject there is a copy of the document. For math there is a copy of this document. For biology there is a copy of this student document. So the unwind basically created a copy of the document for every subject. So for math there is this Alice Smith. For physics there is Alice Smith. For chemistry there is Alice Smith. So for every subject there is a copy of that student. So let's now perform some question answer to have a better understanding. So first of all, take a look at this question. So let's just find out what is the average age of students for each grade. So here you can see we have the grade of the student. So we have to find the average age of student for each grade. So first of all, we have to write db dot, then the collection name dot aggregate. Now inside we have to pass the pipeline. We're going to group them. So let's just group them based on their grade. So we're gonna write underscore id, and here we're gonna group them based on their grade. We're gonna create another field called average age. So here we're gonna see the average age for each grade. To calculate the average age, we're gonna use the $avg, and then we're gonna calculate the average of all the age. So for every grade, we're gonna calculate the average age, and the average age will be shown under this field. So you can see, first of all, we have this grade of the students, and then here we have the average age per grade. So here we have another question. So how many students are enrolled in each subject? So here you can see we have the array of subject. So we have to find out how many students are enrolled in each subject. So because this is one array of subject, we have to unwind that first, and after that we have to group that. So first of all, we have to unwind the array. So we're gonna use $unwind. So after the unwind, we have the second stage, and in the second stage we're gonna group them. So let's just use $group. So we're gonna group them by subjects, and then we have to count. So we're gonna create another field called count. So we're gonna use $sum1. First of all, we are unwinding the subject. That means for every subject there will be one copy of the student. So for physics there will be one Charlie Brown, for history there will be one Charlie Brown. So after the unwind, we are applying another stage, group. So that means for every subject we are counting and increasing the count by 1. So here you can see we have the math, and the count is 3. So let's just cross verify. So here we have one math, so here is second math, and here is the third math. So we have 3 maths. So here you have another question. So what is the highest grade achieved by students in each group? That means first of all we have to group them by the age, and after that we have to find the highest grade. Now here we have to pass the array of pipeline. So first of all we have to group them. So $group. So we're gonna group them by the age. So underscore id will be the age. So we're grouping by age. So we're gonna create another field called max grade. Now in this field we're going to show the maximum of the grade. So here we're just basically grouping them by the age, and then for every age we are calculating the maximum of the grade, and that will be shown under this field max grade. So here you can see we have the age and then the corresponding max grade. So hope you understand about aggregation in MongoDB. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.